How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's go right into this review and see what I saw. So like a month ago, I had a chance of checking out an awesome new movie that was in theaters. Hopefully it'll be out on Blu-ray and DVD soon. And that is this awesome comedy film that I absolutely thought was fantastic. It made me think a lot of the film Spy. It made me think of Rough Night. It made me think of Girls Trip. It had like a big, just really great comedy vibe to it, along with some spy thriller types of deal, little action, and just some crude humor, similar to like the Austin Powers and so forth. And that, of course, the film I'm talking about happens to be an awesome, excellent film, which is called The Spy Who Dumped Me. Now, if you haven't had a chance of checking this out, it was a really good film. Definitely check it out, people. Super funny and hilarious, and just a really great time. Now, this film happens to be directed by a woman named Susana Vogel. Now, Susana hasn't really directed much. She's actually directed a couple indie films. But particularly the one that I actually heard of that was considered a feature-length film was a film that she did with two main cast women in the film. And that, of course, is the film called Life Partners. Now, I don't know much about the film, but I do know that the film is basically surrounded and encompasses these two women and kind of their life together and what it entails and all kinds of stuff like that has to involve them in the story. And so basically, it was kind of a coming of age story, and Susana Vogel supposedly did a really good job with it. A lot of people loved it on the indie market and thought it was a really well done, feature length film. Now, Susana Vogel, I thought, did an amazing job with The Spy Who Dumped Me. I thought she made it super funny, super fun, and, made it really entertaining and just a really enjoyable spy comedy type of film. I thought everyone acted very well in the film. She really knew how to direct them and give us a really great, comedy vibe. It was, like I said, along the lines of like Spy, The House, the Austin Powers. I thought she gave us kind of that vibe of the film and brought back kind of that late 90s, early 2000s spy kind of humor. And I thought she did a really good job with that and directed it very well and made a fun film. Now, this movie has a really decent cast. Lots of great, comedians, lots of great people that are just great actors and just do a really amazing job. Now, to start off this awesome cast, we have none other than the beautiful and gorgeous Miss Mila Kunis. Now, Mila Kunis you might recognize from of course, that show, that 70s show that ran for many seasons, where she played Kelso's girlfriend / Jackie, the character in the show. You also might recognize her from a slew of other films like Black Swan, Justin Timberlake film, No Strings Attached, and so forth. Now, a couple films I really enjoyed her in and thought she was really fantastic in was none other than an awesome 1997 direct-to-DVD video and sequel to an awesome series that I absolutely loved. And that, of course, is the film Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Now, she plays, a super young role. She's, supposed to be, 12, 13 in the film. And I just really enjoyed her character in the film. I thought she was super fun. It was, one of her, first roles. And it was just fun to watch her kind of come into her acting ability. And I just thought it was a really fun movie, and everyone that interacted in it was just really awesome. Love Rick Moranis. Thought he was fantastic as, the dad. And just bringing together a really fun and silly film that supposedly didn't do too well. When it first came out, people didn't care too much for it. But I feel it's kind of gotten a cult following, and I thought they did a really good job with it. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I thought Mila was really great and fantastic in the film. Another great film that Mila Kunis was in that I absolutely think is an amazing film, and just has another great all-around cast and just a really well-done comedy, of course, is the awesome Jason Segel-led film, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which I absolutely think is a great and fantastic movie. That movie got me through a lot of great, depressing kind of times when I didn't think I would find somebody and so forth and stuff. And that movie just built me up and made me realize that, I can do it. And this film is just really great and awesome with that. And I absolutely love this film. I think it's so stinking hilarious. Jonah Hill playing kind of that weirdo character trying to get Aldous Snow to see him and listen to his music. I mean, Russell Brand was absolutely hilarious in it. Just super funny film. I absolutely loved it. And Mila Kunis was just so awesome. And I loved her character. I fell in love with her character. I loved how sweet and kind she was in the film. And just that character was like kind of different than any of the other roles I've seen her in. And it was very, very kind of like maternal character to me. And I thought she did a really good job. Another great actress we have in this film is none other than an SNL alumni, Miss Kate McKinnon. Now, Kate McKinnon, of course, you might recognize, like I said, from SNL, but you also might recognize her from a few other films over the years. Some, cameos, some little guest spots, little short parts. But in this film, I thought she did a really amazing job. Now, a couple films I really enjoyed her and thought she was fantastic in were none other than the awesome 2016 kind of reboot / kind of sequel kind of a restarting of this franchise, and that, of course, is the film Ghostbusters. I absolutely loved her as that quirky, crazy character, and her in the cadaver scene was absolutely hilarious. Just spot on, great comedic talent there, and she just did a really fantastic job and made the movie really enjoyable. I was laughing so hard at a majority of her scenes because she was just so sticking out there, but at the same time you could see that comedy element coming in so well and just, being hilarious and fun. Very similar to a lot of her characters on SNL and, just pretty much most of the characters she plays. But I thought she did a really fantastic job of that film and was a great, addition and asset to that film and made it very enjoyable and hilarious. Now, another great film that she was in that I thought was a very decent film, and it just was one of those stupid comedy type of films that had an interesting vibe to it, made me kind of think of Very Bad Things, made me think of Girls Trip, and so forth. And that, of course, is the Scarlett Johansson-led film, Rough Night. Now, I thought her accent in the film was really annoying, but her performance in the film was super hilarious and fun. And just her playing kind of that supposed Australian friend, and just her antics throughout the film and how she interacts with everyone was just super hilarious and fun. And just made me laugh so hard. And she just still did a great job. She was super hilarious and funny. She played the character the T and just made it really enjoyable and, allowed it to be able to be watched and just made it super funny and just fun. Now, when it comes to The Spy Who Dumped Me, I thought she was really funny in this too. I thought her and Mila Kunis's, working together was really great. I thought they worked so well together. They were very integrated. They seemed like one, unified machine. And I just thought they did a really great job. And she was just absolutely hilarious. That end scene where you see her quite a bit and she's dueling with this one bad guy was absolutely hilarious, and just how she interacted with it. And some of her one-liners were so stinking hilarious too as well. Just how she delivered them were just, super funny and just giant laugh out loud. I remember just laughing so hard at her scenes because she was just so stinking hilarious in it and brought a lot of great, just 1 minute timers to her performance in the film too. Like she basically took certain lines and totally dragged them out longer than they should have been, but because she was so good at timing it, it didn't seem like it was longer and it was just perfect and funny. Really well done performance and really amazing what she did with that. It was super hilarious, really fun, and worth watching just for Kate McKinnon. She was great. Really great. But when it came to Mila Kunis's character too as well, I forgot to mention I thought she was really decent too in the film. Really fun and enjoyable and just awesome. I thought it was kind of interesting that I felt that she was definitely different looking in this film than previous films I've seen her in. I felt she was a little bit more older and aged, and her character was a lot more refined than her previous roles have been. And I thought that was a nice new treat to her. And I felt that, she was definitely different than anything I've seen her in. And I thought that was a great new asset and a great new, look at her acting ability. Really well done, I thought she did in it, and I thought she worked really well with Kate and everyone that was involved in the film, and just, she made it super fun too as well. Very funny, really enjoyable, and made it very pleasurable and just awesome to watch. Now, another awesome actor that is in this film is none other than Mr. and X now, Mrs. Jennifer Aniston, and that, of course, is Mr. Justin Theroux. Now, Justin Theroux you might recognize from a slew of, TV shows, movies, and so forth, and just being a great writer, because he's wrote quite a few films over the years, and he did a really good job with writing them. But a couple of films I really enjoyed him and thought he was fantastic in were none other than an awesome 2011 film that stars Danny McBride and James Franco. And that, of course, is the awesome film Your Highness. And I absolutely just loved, Justin in this film because he played such a great bad guy, and how they made him look made him totally unrecognizable. And I remember thinking, watching this, I'm like, who is that guy that's playing the bad guy? And when I found out it was Justin, and I was like, holy crap, I was like, I didn't even recognize him. He was just so good in it, and super funny and hilarious, and I just loved every aspect of how he played the character, and how he was like this super, evil villain, but at the same time he had a very vulnerable spot. And at the same time, he was super hilarious because he did so many dumb things. And Justin just brought a great comedic element to the role and just made it very awesome and enjoyable, and just made it really fun and just awesome. Another great film that Justin Theroux was in is an awesome thriller film that stars Emily Blunt, and that is based on a book of the same title and name. And that, of course, is the awesome film The Girl on the Train. Now, this awesome thriller was just really well done, really good, very sinister, but at the same time, just really enjoyable. And at the same time, Justin Theroux's character in this film was just so superb and perfect. He played such a great evil person, and you really didn't know where he stands throughout the whole film, and I thought they did such a great job with that. And his acting was just so amazing, and going from so versatile from comedy to such a great dramatic thriller type of evil kind of action element. And I thought he did such a great job of that, and just made a really intense and awesome film. And just how he presented himself through the film, and how he interacted with Emily Blunt and all the other characters in the film, he just did a really intense and awesome job. And I was really, impressed by that, and it really showed me that how great of an actor Justin can be, and how well done and how executed his acting ability is. And I thought he did a really good job in that film, and just was a really great bad guy. Made it really interesting and very enjoyable. But it comes to in The Spy Who Dumped Me, I absolutely loved his character in it. Even though he didn't have a huge amount of screen time in the film, the time he was on, he was super funny and hilarious. Really enjoyed the character, thought it was super funny, and just like how he acted with Mila Kunis and acted towards Kate McKinnon and everyone else, he just was super hilarious how he did it. And he just brought that great comedy element again to it, and made it super fun and just hilarious. Can't wait for him to give more performances in comedy, because he's just so good at it, and just he made it very enjoyable and really entertaining. Can't wait to add this to my collection because of how awesome everyone was in this film. So to round out this cast, we have none other than an awesome lady that has really grown into her looks, I feel. I think she looks so much gorgeous now versus when she was younger. As she ages, I feel she gets better looking with age, and kind of like a fine wine. And I think she's a decent actress. I don't think she's anything super special, but at the same time, I think she's very decent, and she is fun to watch in films. And that, of course, is Miss Gillian Jacobs. Now, of course, you recognize Gillian Jacobs from the Hannibal TV series they had, the XFiles, of course, and a slew of other films over the years. Now, a couple films I really enjoyed her in were none other than the awesome sequel X-Files film that just was super superb, and I thought it was, a great new addition to the X-Files series. After such a long hiatus for the first film, I thought that they did a really good job with this one, and I loved Billy Connolly in it. And that, of course, is the X-Files film called X-Files Save the Future. And that one was just so awesome. And she, once again played Scully in such a superb and awesome way. And just was really awesome. And I really enjoyed her. And I thought she worked so well with David Duchovny. And I just thought they brought back a great and superb new addition to the X-Files films. And just, made it fun, enjoyable. And even though it took so long to get that film, it was worth the wait. And I thought she did such a great job in it. Really well done. Really showed her, acting chops in that and made a really decent film. Another great film that she was in, and I think she was absolutely hilarious in this film. I thought this was one of her best comedic, timing and comedic roles that I've seen her in. And that, of course, is an awesome Rowan Atkinson film, and also a sequel to the very first of this character film series. And that, of course, is the film Johnny English Reborn, which is an awesome, spy comedy series that I absolutely think is the best out there. Makes me so much think of, Mr. Bean being a spy, / a little Austin Powers in there, mixed in with a little bit of, Step Brothers, basically. It just was an awesome, amazing series, and Jillian just did an amazing job playing this character in the film series, playing Johnny English's boss, really. And she just was, super funny, and I loved how, she tried to play so, on point and, professional, and, being this, badass kind of, no kind of emotions type of character in the film. But you could see that she was having a hard time trying to stay straight-faced because of just how funny Rowan Atkinson is. And she just did such a great job with the film. Thought she worked really well with everyone in the film. Made it super fun and enjoyable. And just made a great film. Made it very entertaining. And just gave us a great performance again. And gave us something, another excellent acting credit to her already, astounding bravo of her acting credits anyways. Great job, and just a really fun role that she was in an enjoyable film. But when it comes to In the Spy Who Dumped Me, she actually was a lot like her character in Johnny English Reborn. So it was kind of like watching Johnny English a little bit again. And I was just kind of like, that's funny that she's playing kind of the same character, I'm thinking to myself. But I thought she did a good job. I thought she was really good in it. I liked how she played kind of that straight-laced type of person again. And she was kind of like that deadpan humor to add to the already outstanding comedy element that was in the film. And just, it was a really well-rounded cast, and I thought Jillian did a really good job of, playing with everybody and, working with everyone and making a really cohesive and great comedy film. She did a really good job. Worth watching, too, checking it out for her as well, because she just was fun to watch and just a really enjoyable person in the film. So if you're not familiar with what The Spy Who Dumped Me is about, basically what the premise of the film is Mila Kunis plays kind of the main character along with Kate McKinnon. She is dumped by Justin Theroux, who happens to be a spy. And basically the rest of the movie is about her kind of getting stuck in his espionage stuff that's going on, and her trying to figure out, who supposedly did what they did to him, and to find out the 100% truth, because this whole time she didn't realize he was a spy, and kind of what she's done with her life, and her trying to figure out what to do with her life. And that's pretty much what the basis of the film is, about her learning those truths of herself and of her ex-boyfriend. And basically Kate McKinnon's along for the ride and helping her out. Super funny film. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out, people. If you love films like Spy or Austin Powers or any comedy films like that type of genre, you'll absolutely love this film. Super funny. Everyone was really great in it. Really enjoyed it, and just, it was a pure fun enjoyment film. Like I said, I can't wait to add this to my collection. It's just a great film. Super duper funny, and just a real pleasure. I give this one 10 golden movie boxes up on. Just a real awesome film. Hopefully comes with a whole bunch of cool special features like deleted scenes and outtakes. That'll be awesome. But definitely, if you haven't had a chance to see it, definitely check it out, people. Probably, I don't know if it's on VOD yet, or Vudu, or any of the streaming services yet. I don't know when its release date is yet either, but hopefully it'll be soon. And if it's still in theaters, go check it out, people. Worth the watch. Real fun. Yeah. So that's it for this review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. If it's your first time here, if you've been here before and you haven't hit that subscribe button, what do I gotta do? Beg you? Come on, people. Hit that subscribe button so you didn't miss this awesome video or any awesome videos I put up. And as always, people, keep your eyes out for any old or newer videos you might not have seen yet. And as always, people, check out the awesome Stardust app. Now, Stardust is an awesome app where you can watch 3 to 30-second little mini reviews from anything from TV shows, TV episodes, to, documentaries, movies, trailers, anything you can think of. And also, this awesome app updates all the time and adds new special features to the app, like from polls to, contests and all that kind of good stuff. So that's something that interests you. Go to your Play Store, whatever one you have, if it's iOS or if it's Apple or, Google, whatever one you have, download it, then look me up under Cyberneticshark, follow me, and I'll follow you back. And as always, people, catch you in the next one.